keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down, hey. You gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down.
Focus is today because I'm going to show you my migraine toolkit. What I mean by that is just some supplies that I think you should have on hand if you are a migraine sufferer. Even if you don't suffer from static migraines but just regular migraines. So the difference between static migraines and regular migraines is that static migraines last for over 3 days or 72 hours, whereas regular migraines would be gone in 72 hours. The migraine symptoms are still the same, they just last longer in my case, and sometimes they vary in intensity. But the tools that I kind of use when I suffer from a migraine are relatively the same. So I hope you guys enjoy this or find it helpful, and if you have any migraine, remedies that are really helpful to you that I forgot to mention, please list them below because I am always open to hear about migraine remedies. Trust me. Okay, so the first thing is when I suffer from a migraine, I have a lot of light sensitivity. So with that, sunglasses are really great, but I find that when I suffer from a migraine that's highly intense, I go for a sleeping mask. Obviously this isn't great if you have to work or something. Sunglasses are a better alternative for an environment where you can't just lock yourself in a dark room and put on an eye mask. But this is my kind of foolproof migraine toolkit, and so this is what I use. This is the heating pad I use on my eyes. My sister got this for me from her salon. So it's by Solange, but I think you can find these probably on Etsy or Amazon. It's just got it's just an eye pad, similar to the one that you guys just saw, but it's filled with like rice beans so you can heat it in the microwave, and I just like the way that the heat feels on the eyes. It really seems to relieve some of that tension and irritation from the migraine. Along with that, I also like to apply heat or I kind of vary between heat and ice on the neck because I also get pain in my neck when I get migraines. So this is just a rice pack. For sake of showing you, this can be heated up in the microwave. It can also be put in the freezer and chilled. So it's kind of like a dual purpose one, so it works whether I want it hot or I want it cold. And I'll put this on my neck or around my neck, kind of like this, and it works for me. Next thing with migraines, a lot of times hydration is a problem. Dehydration can cause migraines, so when I do have a migraine, I try really hard to stay hydrated to keep the migraine from getting any worse, because I feel like if I get dehydrated that it's possible the migraine could rebound, which can cause it to kind of like cycle and keep going on and on. So I always go for coconut water. I always have water, regular water as well, but I find that coconut water, it's supposed to hydrate more than regular water, and that's because it hydrates, because it has a lot more potassium and, let's see, electrolytes and things of that sort. So if you're not eating a lot, which when I have a migraine I'm really nauseous and I don't eat a whole lot, this is jam-packed with a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I always keep one of these nearby. Now along with that and fluids, I also, so this is kind of a tricky part. Caffeine can cause migraines, but caffeine can also help with migraines, so you kind of just have to know yourself for this one. They say if you're a migraine sufferer that you should intake the same exact amount of caffeine every day. So like if you drink a lot of coffee every day, then you shouldn't just stop drinking coffee one day or drink a lot less one day. That can cause the onset of a migraine. In the same sense, if you don't drink a lot of coffee and then you start drinking a lot of coffee or caffeine, that can onset a migraine. But I find when I do have a migraine that I like warm tea and I prefer chai tea, which has a bit of caffeine in it. So I try to have at least 1 cup of some sort of caffeinated beverage a day, so that I stay pretty even in my caffeine intake, so that I'm not varying it too much, just because with my migraines being so bad, I try to take out any of the guesswork that I can. When I do have a migraine, this is what I go for. If you want to stay away from caffeine, I recommend herbal tea. I just like the way that warm tea tastes when I have a migraine. I find that it's really soothing. A chamomile tea would be great as well. Also, I have a straw here. Random, but I guess I forgot to show you guys this. I drink my coconut water with it. I just stick a straw in here because I have the iPad on, so I can barely see, so I'll just like reach over to the nightstand and just like grab, stick the straw in and drink, and it just prevents spilling, I guess. Again, with migraines, I just feel like crap. I mean, let's just be honest. I feel horrible, and I want to be as warm and cozy and comfy as possible. So I wear really comfy like sweat, and I always throw on some warm fuzzy socks, and these are my favorite. I have tried, I would call myself a warm fuzzy socks connoisseur. Connoisseur, why did I pronounce that? Overpronunciate that word. I used to always get the Bath & Body Works one, but I much prefer these ones. They are by, ooh, I can't remember. I think it's like Earth something. It's sold at Ulta, Kohl's. I think Target even sells this brand, but I don't think they sell the socks. It's got this little emblem on it that might help you guys. But I know Ulta sells them in like multi-packs, and they are just so warm and fuzzy, and they're the aloe vera ones, so they're just so soft on your feet, and I love them. Can't go wrong. I always keep some sort of deep hydrating lip balm on hand. The one that I brought to show you guys today is this one from the Body Shop. It's the Spice Vanilla Lip Balm, and it's just in a pot like this. But really any works, because I don't like having like chapped lips. I don't know why. It's just when you're sick and you like, you know, you feel gross and you don't like to have like chapped chalky lips. I don't know. And because with the whole like not feeling good, not eating a whole lot, when I do eat something, something that I do go for is a Lar bar. Something of this sort. This is an apple pie one, but any of the flavors are good. It's a fruit and nut bar. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. It has no GMO, it's vegan, it's kosher, and for me, it's just an easy snack that's filled with a lot of nutrients, so that I get a lot in one little serving, you know. And the other thing is, I also suffer from endometriosis, which is affected by gluten, dairy. Those are big triggers of endometriosis, so something like this isn't going to put me in more pain. And the last thing I want is to like onset any sort of stomach issues along with the migraine. You know, no brainer there. Another thing that you can try, I've gone the whole holistic route with my migraines and didn't have much success, but I find that a balance works well. So for me, I have this peppermint oil, and this is great to put on your temples and on your forehead. Even if you are having like an extremely bad migraine, you can massage it in the back of your neck and even into your head. You know, I mean, it really, it's whatever works for you, but peppermint oil is really great, soothing on the tension and the pressure that you're feeling on your head. And it's a great topical sort of relief. It's not going to relieve the whole migraine, but it's going to provide you with some relief, which with a migraine I think is the best that you can ask for in this case. And that's basically what all the tools here are for, is to provide you with the most comfort and relief as possible. Now, another thing that I find is positivity is, obviously I can't put positivity into my migraine toolbox, but I'm telling you, positivity goes a long way, because when you're stuck in bed with all the blinds shut, the door shut, no TV on, no music on, your eye mask on, no communication or very minimal communication with other people, and you know, 3 days with a regular migraine, is a lot. And then we're talking static migraine up to 8 weeks, if not more. You know, this is a long time to be taken out of your element, and patience and positivity are a must-have, because otherwise you're gonna go crazy. You really are. And so I always keep one of these little, I don't know what they're called, like word rocks or whatever. And this one says faith, and it just kind of reminds me if I'm having a really rough day, you know, let's say we're 1 week into a static migraine, or, you know, if it's just a tough day. Sometimes you just have those tough days when you getting a migraine. Let's say you just got over one, or whatever it may be. You get a migraine on your birthday, or a migraine at an event, you know, that you're looking forward to. Sometimes you just need an extra push for positivity to remind you, and so sometimes I just need to be reminded to have faith and that, you know, everything works out for a reason. So I keep this nearby, my migraine stuff, at all times, so that I can look at it and hold it, and kind of just, you know, grip it tight if I need to, just for that extra reminder that we get through tough times. We do. And the last thing is medication. I can't tell you what medication to take. I'm not a doctor. So this is kind of like up to you and what works for you, but some people take over-the-counter medications, some things like with caffeine in them, you know, over-the-counter headache medications that have caffeine in them or that are for migraines. Other people take Emitrex. For me, Emitrex doesn't work for my static migraine, so this is the medication that I take. I'm just going to show you guys because it's part of my migraine toolkit. This literally is a toolkit. It's in a toolkit, and what I take is DHE injections. They are subcutaneous injections. This is the stuff that I used to get in an IV in the hospital, so now I have it at home, injections if on the onset of a severe migraine, so that I don't have to go to the hospital as often. Hallelujah! This is my migraine at-home remedy sort of kit of goodies that I think can help provide some relief and comfort during the time of a migraine. If you have any extra tips or tricks, like I said, share them down below. It is a pain in the buttons, let me tell you. And if you suffer from it, you know. So, if you get a migraine, be prepared. And that's basically it.
Whoa, hey, whoa. Can't get my mind away from thoughts of you.